Alright, so, first of all guys, I had a 101-degree fever last night, so my voice is a bit shot. Just bear with it. And that's why I don't feel like editing, like anything on the screen this time. So, Lily buffs. Gonna just go through the buffs she got, because she got a lot, and a lot of them have really niche, like specific uses that could be really good. So I'm just gonna go down the list of the buffs, and I'm not gonna do the modern because I don't play modern. So let's get right into the first buff on the list from the Capcom website, which is forward dash. They made it have more movement distance. So there's a few things it does. One, round start you can do this now, and you just hit someone if they like stand still. Could be like a nice way of gimmick people out. In the corner, you can do this. You can do back throw, dash, and micro walk into light SPD. It's gonna take a little bit of practice, but like before you can do this, before you'd have to go drive rush, and you get a heavy SPD off it, sure. Heavy SPD. You can even medium SPD if you micro walk really well. So yeah, really good buff there. And also, it matters for heavy spire because you do this, and if you did this like mid screen, you'd actually be too far for heavy SPD. I did that too early there. But now, because you have a bit more... Oh, I'm doing too early. I'm not actually doing double dash here because I know I'm going to do something else. But now, double dash, heavy SPD is real oaky. So you get really good strike throw mix there. Before I would do this. If I had one stock, I would do that. Windless medium spire. And it put you in a +3 situation close up, which is fine. But then you didn't get access to like meaty strike throw with heavy SPD and crouching heavy punch. So... really big. I'm sure there's some other things people are going to find out eventually with that forward dash. It also just means for neutral even. Like, she might just be able to do, like, this and be more annoying. Because her dash before, and I don't think the distance is that much bigger. But, like, you notice it for sure. So, universal change to crouching lights, where, like, you do crouching light and you're closer up. For combos, I don't think it's going to do too much. You might be able to do something like this, like just not that combo obviously, but like concept. What's very important is you do something like this, and now you're close enough for medium SPD. I never used this before because I felt like you were too far. You do this and you have to like light SPD, and let me have Jury walk back. But yeah, and if you're close up, you do something like this, you get that. Did she unblock count 1 or something? Oh, I see what happened. So yeah, you just get better pressure on her crouching light kick, which is like, I didn't like using it as much, but most good Lilies would do like drive rush, crouch light kick, because it can also like option select the drive reversal. Also, some universe changes. They did nerf, everyone's sweep a little bit in terms of like Oki, but honestly for Lily it's fine. Because of the dash distance buff, you can still chase the dash back and be +10. So it's like, okay. Like obviously I had like max range, I can't do that, but I can do this. So like, you're really looking at this, probably this. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, pretty good. I think overall sweep changes, like not having that early extended hurt box the way she did, should help her a lot anyway. Now, crouching heavy punch no longer hits behind her. Honestly, not that big of a deal. Like it matters because there was a specific situation I like setting up where I do something like this. So like that still hits, right? Obviously, but if you do like this, that also still hits. It's like very specifically that range no longer connects. Which means, like, yeah, like, I would sometimes, actually, a lot of times, I wouldn't bother cross-cutting, because it made more sense to hit crouching heavy punch and keep him in the corner. But, honestly, it's not that big of a nerf. It just means use cross-cuts now, or use, like, this or something. They also, speaking of that move, by the way, there's some weird stuff here. So, basically, you can cancel her jumping medium punch into that. Now, the main use for this is you can hit stuff like this now. Oops. I'm actually surprised that worked. Huh. You can see it kind of requires practice. I don't think it's gonna be that good. I think it's too tight to hit these links. But for two super bars and two drive gauges, you're getting a good amount of damage. Before, for the same resources, you do something like this. Oh no, you would do this, where you burn 4 drive gauges for a little less damage, or about the same damage. So yeah, this is a nice little combo change. Should give her a bit more cash out with low resources. I'm sure there's some other optimizations there. I think it's too inconsistent to be that good, but who knows? Can you use mid-screen actually? I'm curious. And no, it's not gonna work mid-screen for combos. But maybe you just do something like this even and just go, okay. Nah, because that's better. Anyway, moving on. So, they did nerf back heavy punch a little bit. Once again, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Because they nerfed whiffing it. Which is fine. Because as you can see, the button's still heinously big. Just don't whiff it. Which you shouldn't be whiffing that move anyway. It was pretty... I wouldn't say it's easy to punish. But like good players would punish me for that. Now, this move is actually a big deal. I can talk about this a lot, but I'm going to try to get to 7 points. So it comes out faster and has a bit more range. There's a few things that matter. One, it might be a neutral option. Because at frame 16, this is quite a bit of range. And like you get your normal cancels into this, right? So you go, oh. So like that's pretty good. It's also pretty easy to hit confirm. You can't really hit confirm into special that easily. Like if I do it too late, that happens. But like practice makes perfect, right? But yeah, the fact that like it's also a really easy hit confirm into the target combo is nice because sometimes it's hard to confirm this and like this without just kind of like not hit confirm or just buffering drive rush. And also because the target combo has better on hit advantage, you can do that. Dash up, +5 situation, good for the corner. Mid screen, not so much, but whatever. Use that time to like, I don't know, just position here and do this. But there's a few other things here. So first of all, I love this spacing trap. You do this, someone presses a button, back heavy punch hits them. But as you see, if they don't press a button, it whiffs. Now you can do this. Oops. Okay, a little too far there. Huh. Spacing too well. So yeah, now like you can threaten people after they block. Sending heavy kick. So pretty has some interesting uses. Also, if you hit punish counter, standing heavy punch. What happens? You do this, this doesn't connect. So you'd have to do something like this. You'd have to burn the meter. Now you can hit standing heavy punch, and you can forward heavy punch afterwards, and it works. Like at every range I tested, it works. So that's actually very nice. You don't have to burn meter now on that. So you might be able to start using like this as like a, okay, I'm gonna bait out the button with punish. All right, and then big damage. So that's good. And like those are the main things I found. Once again, I'm sure there's more in some specific spots. I've seen some combos that might route into forward heavy punch now, but I think that's more niche. Speaking of combo routing, so that's actually easier to do. Before you have to slightly delay the medium, well, no, the heavy wind here to consistently hit it. Which, because I'm just bad right now. I don't know why I can't do a quarter circle. So like I'd slightly charge that, right? Just to guaranteed hits. Now you don't have to. Now it just hits higher up. So you can just buffer and always hits. And I'm sure there's other situations that are similar. Where like you don't have to manually delay that to get the hit. So it's pretty nice. Quality of life change. Other things is this light wind singlet TP, I know it's a lot, has more plus frames. I don't know exactly how much. What I do know is you get +5 if you do that. So you can do this, you get the windsock, and now you have time for a medium standing medium kick. Or you could do this, actually. Yeah, meaty standing light kick into standing medium kick. So I think that makes her pressure game on that a good deal better, honestly. I could be wrong. But I feel like you could do this before, but it was kind of hard to hit. And I wouldn't be surprised if that's a little bit more lenient of a timing for that to connect, because of the extra blowback time on the single hit light DP. And now let's get to the really big one, which is all this. That didn't work before at all. That just straight up didn't work. Huge buff to her. Like, because now she has a consistent combo. You're crouching, right? And that really matters for things like this, especially. Oops, no. Do something like this. Oh, I've got, for some reason that doesn't fully connect. I gotta figure out what's going on there. But like this. I just have to lab this because like it's, they can't give Lily something super easy. I think I have to crouching light kick first. But yeah, so it just buffs her combo game a lot, because before what would happen is you do something like this, and you would, if you didn't react to the first two hits connecting, you get the third hit and go, oh, I got the third hit. I'm gonna have to OD, right? If you reacted to two hits, sure you could do this. But what would happen is someone blocks the first hit. And then you go. And like you wouldn't react to even hitting that second hit only. And then like you'd hit the third hit afterwards and go, okay, well, I have to OD DP because I didn't react before. It's hard to showcase it, honestly. Yeah, you'd have to do like that. But now, in theory, you should be able to do something like this. I'm going to have to practice this, of course. And also, just in the corner, it does technically give her a bit more resources on her combos. So, like, something like this is a tiny bit less damage, and super gauge especially, the drive gauge is also slightly tinier than this. So you get like a decent chunk bit more super gauge, drive gauge, and 5 more damage, which could matter. But yeah, so have to mess around with it a bit more, but in theory she should have a normal light combo game and be able to actually hit people who like block one hit then press something to counter hit, and like, oh shoot, I didn't react fast enough, because it's hard to react to just hitting like that. Oh, also, this is more about the medium punch, but technically is a change where they made that have no combo scaling if you do something like that. So, yeah, it just means those combos we showed before with medium punch should do more damage. Final changes, and these are pretty small, is... My god. Why is it not... Oh, because I don't have super gauge. Duh. Okay, I have no excuse there. So this before, what would happen is you'd hit like the second hit on that level 1, and you wouldn't get the full spin cinematic. She would just kind of hit like a few hits, and you'd get like a lot less damage than you normally would. Now, they like buff the hitboxes on it, so when you get those aerial level 1 combos, it consistently gives you the spin anyway, so you get a lot more damage on like DI wall splats into level 1, which was like sometimes relevant. Or maybe something like this. Oh my god. I'm sorry, I'm so bad right now doing combos. Like, okay, that can still happen, sadly. But more situations where it shouldn't. And final thing they did is they made this level 2. Basically, it can lose to some other supers. Like if Ryu does like a level 3, he has enough invincibility to punch through level 2 because they reduced the invincibility in this. For the most part, still beats meaty, still beats people jumping, like it beats normal Oki. I think it just means if someone, for some reason, does like a level 3 or a level 2 with lots of invincibility, it should beat that level 2 because it loses invincibility quite early. And so is projectile invincibility for like the entirety of it. But yeah, overall, I think these changes, honestly, are pretty nice. They, like, the nerfs are tiny. It mostly punishes bad play with Lily. And in exchange, they buffed her neutral, they buffed her combos, and they gave her some different routes. Also buffed her pressure, right? So like they actually buffed a lot for her. Now she was really bad last season. Okay, she was pretty bad. So is it actually gonna matter? Who knows? Maybe it should still be awful. Capcom, more buffs, please. But really, I think she should be in. This should overall be actually quite a bit of net buffs, net positive. And then the fact that a lot of the top tiers did get nerfed means she should be in a pretty decent spot this season, at least compared to last season, where she was like bottom 3. Yeah, guys, that's my little Lily discussion. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Catch you later.